Live from New York, this is Double.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of the Pop Culture Crew. I'm Jackson Burkhart.
I'm Jack. Episode 10.
Here we go. 10 double digits. I'm
get it
very
done.
happy. This show has been quite fun for us.
How many episodes should we have this semester? Do you know? Is it 14? Or no, it'll be 12.
How many weeks are in a semester?
It'll
Like the total from start to finish? Because from the third week on, we're supposed to do one.
I think
so.
it's 14, so I think we'll have 11 episodes.
Okay. So you have that to look forward to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna play around with the sound effects.
Yeah,
again
we're gonna
because
have some
we
fun
had
with that today.
Okay. So, we're gonna open today.
Mhm.
Jack did not watch any of these with us. He commutes. He wasn't
Heck
here for
no.
any of them. But out of blatant curiosity, because I've been given a plot synopsis and I needed to see it with my own eyes, me and a couple other friends over the past week and a half binged all 5 of the Twilight movies, and boy, do I have some comments about that.
do they stink?
Only because Jack hasn't seen them, I won't dwell on it too long. But my opinions, because I have some big opinions. They were overall as a series, it was extremely entertaining. Like, I was entertained. However, me personally, if you feel a different way, it's okay. I do not think I would have liked them and would not have been able to push through and finish them had I not watched them with a group of friends. If I sat to try to watch all the 5 of those alone, it was that I got to like giggle with my friends. And also, yes, my base opinion is they're extremely cheesy. The writing is bad. It's one of the probably the worst written things.
Ever?
Yeah.
Like,
The worst written thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
no, it's
worse than War of the Worlds?
see, like, it's
I'm gonna
so
circle back.
because it's like so different. Because it was just some weird hour and a half one-off movie that just they wanted to do a cash grab off a popular IP
Mhm.
just to do some like COVID at home video thing, and it was like a standalone movie that's gonna probably just
circle
be
back.
forgotten about. This is like an extremely profitable, super famous franchise, and yes, I know there were books and translated into movies. It is Jack. It's some of the worst writing.
bad?
It's really bad. Like, it is just horrible, but fun. Like, I had a really good time watching it. 1 was honestly awesome because it was like the first one. It was cheesy, it was funny, it was goofy, or like Twinkling Vampires. 2 was so boring, in my opinion. That's the lowest I think the franchise went. Not the dumbest or like the worst, but like it genuinely just so boring. 3 was pretty good. 4 was kind of just weak, like weird, kind of
Mhm.
freaky, and then 5 was like kind of sick. And then they got to the end and they did like so they do this thing where they have like the good guys and the bad guys, and they're
Mhm.
all about a fight. And then this one dude, if he holds someone's hands, he can see every thought they've ever had in their entire life.
That sounds contrived.
And then this one girl, because the vampires have like curse techniques.
Mhm.
They all have like a unique curse technique. And then this girl, Alice, who shows up, who's been like a character since the first movie. She's one of the vampires for like
Yeah.
she's Robert Pattinson's family. And her power is like she can see like distantly, like into the future briefly
Mhm.
for like certain things or whatever. And it's very strange. Like sometimes how it comes in, because sometimes she's like, I can only see like 10 seconds of future, and then sometimes she sees like years, and you're like, wait, didn't you say you could, right? So, but anyway, Alice is dope. He like holds her hands, right? And then they have this huge like 30-minute fight where they kill like multiple characters you really like my
Mhm.
favorite character, who's Carlisle. And then you're like, no. And then the fight ends with the dude who can do the hand reading dying. And then it snaps out of it, and that was him reading how the fight would go
Oh, dude.
if they actually fought. And then he's like, we're not fighting anybody today. We're leaving. because they realized they'd lose. And I was like, I was like, that's actually a
dude.
super interesting concept. Twilight, though, does not deserve to use that. It's very though how bad some of the writing was at times, they don't deserve to get to pull that like kind of interesting, like a hypothetical, because what they wanted to do was to make everyone happy. For the people that wanted a climactic fight and character death so they could be as sad and there was like some loss and they got that, but then so they could also make everyone happily ever after. And the
Yeah.
people they just tried to give ow. Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus.
I tried to sit up in the chair and I just slammed him.
Oh no, dude! You used the sound effect on me, man.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
It's a microphone, dude.
But no, it was bad. Jack.
Yeah, no,
It
I'm
was
sure it
bad.
was bad. There's actually one show that was allowed to do it, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure did that one time
Oh my god,
for
don't
like
tell me that. Don't
30 seconds.
okay. I gotta watch it at some point.
They
But
were
anyway,
like-
that's my little
Yeah.
little spiel on the Twilight series. Overall, I had a decent time watching it. I was ready to be done like halfway through the second one, but I powered through with my friends.
I
It is
actually-
some of the worst
Even
writing
if I
I've ever
didn't
seen.
commute, I think you could not have paid me to sit down and watch those movies.
No, Will was like half of the second one. He's like, "Do we have to watch the rest?" And we're like, "Yeah."
No, you could
But
not have paid me to watch those
anyway,
movies. You-
That's my little
wow.
Twilight spiel. Getting into it, Jack. You have some updates about your Walking Dead progress.
I finished season 2.
And how'd you like that?
Let me just say that season 2, the entirety of The Walking Dead season 2 has some of the best television writing that I have ever been witness to.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I think the first 2 seasons are some of the best television ever made.
I'm
The third
gonna-
one's great. You're gonna like it.
Mhm.
I just think
It goes
the
downhill.
third's not even takes downhill. The third just doesn't have the sheer like
oomph.
near perfect quality of 1 and 2. Seasons 1 and 2 are literally some of the best.
And
television.
can I like throw up my hat into
Go.
the ring and why? Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen the show. John Bernthal's character is not in it anymore. After the second to last episode of season 2, he attempts to, again, spoiler alert, kill Rick. And
That's
he's like,
correct.
Carl and Lori are mine. That's my kid. And he's like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to kill me. And then Rick comes up and stabs him. And I was like, so I had like, okay, knowing for years that I've been surrounded by people who have like, one of my friends in high school would actively not be able to play on like Sundays at like 6 o'clock when The Walking Dead was airing because he had to watch it with his family. That's like,
Mhm.
I had people that were doing that. I knew that Shane was not going to make it out of season 2. However, that is not how I thought that was going to go,
Right.
if that makes sense.
How did you think it was gonna go?
I thought that Shane was going to leave. I thought
Okay.
he was actually just going to leave the group and we were going to like find out in one of the later seasons he just like got 5 feet off the farm and died.
Okay.
But because I just, a point my friend brought up to me was that Shane was very clearly suffering from mental illness
Mhm.
after he lost everybody at the camp.
That
And
is
he's
correct.
like, if you can see throughout the entire show that it could go one way or the other. There's no point where it's like his fate is decided until he sets Randall free. That is the moment where it's like he is done, he has gone too far. You can watch that entire season, even though he's having arguments with Dale. There is still room for Shane to be this leader with Rick that he's supposed to be in these people's eyes. And then as soon as he does that, it's over. And I think that's incredible because like a lot of people really love to have this slow burn where it's like he's starting to not go back, but there with Shane, it's just up and down constantly. He does something good, he does something bad. After
And
the barn,
I also think it's one of the beautiful things they do about the dynamic between him and Rick is where in some areas, Shane is an extremely good leader.
Mhm.
And in some areas, Rick is an extremely good leader. But there are areas where Shane is a very bad leader and makes
Yeah.
really bad decisions.
barn.
Whether it's a stupid decision or a
He didn't-
decision that's negative, but for the greater good down the road, things like,
Like,
that. But I
he
will say
doesn't-
this without spoiling anything. For anyone who sits and is like, no, Rick is good leader, Shane is bad leader. Shane dies. So we don't get to see what he would have become. We get multiple seasons more of Rick. You will see Rick isn't a perfect leader either.
No, I mean, we're seeing it already at the start of season 3.
So that's a huge thing where like anyone who's like, no, Rick good guy, Shane bad guy. Maybe for moments leading up to the death of Shane, sure. I disagree because Rick has moments later on where he sinks very low as well.
Yeah.
So it really
Mhm.
is just like at that time it was conflicting. Shane could be pointed at, but really, and he says things like that. He's just kind of like, we have to just make tough decisions for the greater
Yeah.
good in the moment.
He
Rick just kind of
says
wants
that,
to keep everyone
and-
happy and save everyone. Shane's like, nah, sacrifices have to be made, and that's where they disagree.
Yeah, I think okay. The best scene in season 2, in my opinion, is the funny scene where it's like, stop acting like you know the way. That is, as when you are watching that in the show, it hits incredibly hard.
Mhm.
There's stand that he's like, you don't like, you're not making the right decision. They start fighting. And then it's one of those things where it's like the Breaking Bad bubbles, what I like to call it. When you watch it in the show, it's incredible and it has all the weight of the world.
Yeah, but when you get it from
then-
Instagram Shorts,
No, not
into
even
a-
that. When you just like, when you watch the scene, even now I've watched the show, it is still one of the funniest things that I've ever seen on television is to see,
Mhm.
stop acting like you know the way ahead, like you know the rules. There are no rules,
There
man.
are
We're
no rules,
lost.
man, we're lost.
Like, it's honestly an incredible triumph of character writing to have it be so heavy in the moment. And then you watch it 2 minutes after the episode ends. You're like, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just like, what really sells it for me, at least for Rick, John Bernthal, I've now seen like 7 interviews, and I think he just says, "Let me tell you something," like in real life. Like, there's a clip of him.
No,
sitting
that's a
with-
John Bernthal thing.
Yeah.
That's not just a Shane. He says that in like every movie and TV show he's ever been in. He's always going, "Let me tell you something. Let me ask you something, man."
Like he's on Jimmy Kimmel. And he's like, "Let me ask you something, Jimmy," and I'm like,
no, that's a John Bernthal thing. That's not a
Oh,
Walking Dead
but,
Shane
like,
thing.
Andrew Lincoln is a British man, and he is trying very, very hard to do a Southern accent, and it's not working. Like,
Nah, it gets worse as the
I
show-
haven't
there-
gotten to
I'm
the-
telling you, bro. You get to like season 5 and 6, and he's like, "Oh."
yeah, like I
So
haven't
bad.
seen. So the only 2.
I think he's an incredible actor. And
Oh yeah, 100%.
there are dips and there are things and not his acting, and there are moments where like the writing may get a little low. I still think though, for how good the good moments
Yeah,
get and how
it's-
iconic he is, Rick Grimes is one of those like staple characters.
Yeah.
Rick Grimes is a staple, one of the most iconic.
Oh yeah.
I won't even argue one of the best written, iconic. Like always, everyone's gonna always go back to like, oh, and Rick Grimes from
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
I just
Iconic character for
there's
good reason.
there's 3 scenes now that I know happen around where the show is currently at. Like, I'm
Right.
at the prison arc. There are 3 scenes. One of which I actually just am going to assume it happens. There's a 4th one, but there's a scene where Herschel goes, "Let me see the baby," and I very much
Give
want
me
to.
the baby.
He literally goes,
Let me see
"Let
the
me
baby."
see the baby." And there's also a scene where Rick goes, "We can all live together." I have no idea who he's talking to. Some dude with an eye patch who's like, "I have a tank."
It's Big Boss.
Is it Big Boss?
Mhm.
Anyway, and then there's a scene where Daryl.
He's at the Shagga Hut.
Oh my god, yeah. There's a scene where Daryl's in a house and he goes, "I ain't never got anything from Santa Claus," and I have no idea what he's talking about.
No, again, like it's the out of context. It's super funny.
And then there's
But
another one
then,
where he's like, "I
like-
have to take a piss," and he goes in the corner with the newspapers.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? I'm like, what is happening in this show?
No,
it's stuff
crazy.
like that where I'm like, what?
Yeah, you
But
gotta
yeah,
keep
Walking Dead season 2, I give it like a 9 out of 10. Great, better than
I
season
agree.
1. I think season 1 was 8 out of 10 because
I
it's too
think
short.
both are the lowest you can put them as a 9, and I think
Yeah.
I actually
I
give
give-
season 1 like a 9.5
I'd give it an
or 6.
8.9 because it's too short. It gets lose 0.1 for being only 6
I would
episodes.
actually give season 1 like a 9.5, and I'd give season 2 like a 9.8, 9.9. I think
yeah,
we just may disagree on that. I think
No,
season 2 of The Walking Dead is like one of the best seasons of.
no, I
television
100%
ever
agree.
made.
I just
It's
whenever
just so the farm arc is just like the best.
whenever I
love the farm.
rate something, always forget about the decimals. But yes,
Mhm.
I would give it a 9.9. I think the only
Um,
time I was ever that entertained by television was either the second to last season of The Sopranos or the last season of Better Call Saul. If you have not seen the last
Oh
season
my
of Better
God.
Call Saul, every
Jesus.
episode is a straight 9.5. There is not a bad episode in that.
Better
entire
Call
season.
Saul is just such a good show
Oh,
from
best,
start to finish.
best TV show of all time. Continue.
But no, I'm gonna quickly just update on Ghost of Yotei because I've been grinding it because I hit a point where it really got the ball rolling. I don't want to say the first like. Also, I'm saying 20 hours because I tend to, especially if I really like the game, run around and do like most of the side stuff before doing parts of the story, and I'll take little like breaks and dips. But I like nearly 100% of the Yotei grasslands before I even left it to go to the other like regions. But then I did Ishikari Plain first with a very just for anyone watching it, a very important character, and that like side plot, not side plot, it forms into the main story, but that you do like sections, then they all meet
Mhm.
together later on. And it really got the ball rolling, and I really got into it. And this is where I am going to give a bit of spoiler because this is what I want to gush about. So anyone who doesn't want a major spoiler about Ghost of Yotei, skip like a minute, maybe a minute or
Yeah.
no. But towards the end of the game, my PlayStation says I'm about 80% of the way through the story. You get this mythical tale, and you're like,
Oh, I know what
okay.
you're talking about. I
Mhm.
know exactly what you're talking about.
And they're like, yeah, there's this legendary sword called the Stormblade. For any of you who do not know or do not remember, the Sakai clan from Ghost of Tsushima are referred to like the lightning and the storm. That's the Sakai
Mhm.
clan is the lightning and storm, and that's his sword. And then I was like, the Stormblade. And some guy was like, yeah, it might be centuries old. I was like,
Might be centuries
And
old.
then the storyteller was like, I don't remember the exact story. If you show me the blade, I could probably piece it together. And then to make this quick, you basically find this hidden little den on the coast that's called like the den of the first shinobi. And then like the shinobi gang from one of the sections, there's like one where like there's these flame
Yeah.
raiders, and then you have the shinobi. They show up and they're like, yeah, like people the shogun tried to bury the remembrance of this warrior, but like he's the father of all shinobi. He's the one who created what we know as shinobis today. And then you go through like his old little hut, and you see a bunch of his old stuff from the
Mhm.
game. And then obviously you get his sword. The dude you fight uses all 4 of his forms.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to mention this because it is, again, my favorite game of all time is Ghost of Tsushima. That is the best side quest I've ever played in a game, because Ghost of Yotei has been an incredible game so far. I love the stories. I love the characters. Maybe not as much as I love Tsushima, but I have a deep love for that
Mhm.
game. But I think they nailed it on the head perfectly without making the game about Jin every 30 seconds having to go back and mention
Yeah.
him. There was the only other thing I've seen about him. There was one note in the Shinobi section where they're like, the Shogun tried to bury a Mongol invasion hundreds of years ago, and this
Mhm.
one man fought it off. He's a Shinobi, right? They mentioned him there,
Yeah.
and then they gave you one side quest to pay homage to Jin
Mhm.
and the game and the Legend of the Ghost, and did it in just one really well written, like well directed side quest to basically be like, for all the people looking for it, here you go. We're mentioning him.
Yeah.
And it was just, it wasn't in your face. They didn't have to plaster it all over the game. They gave Jin his little moment. They paid homage to the game, and I think they did it perfectly.
I mean, from what I've seen, the quest, it looks great.
It was amazing.
I see.
I just wanted to gush about that. Give us a quick rundown, because you wanted to mention Arc Raiders. So
Oh yeah. So for any of you who haven't been like keeping up, there's like a bunch of streamers. Because I bought Arc Raiders when it came out, and you know
When did it
Escape from
come
Tarkov, a month ago.
okay,
It's like Escape from Tarkov if you were being hunted down by like flying robots in like the futuristic 80s in an apocalypse. It's great, awesome. You like use makeshift weapons and like sniper rifle bullets and stuff. It's awesome.
Mhm.
Like play it if you haven't. But I don't know if you've ever heard of this streamer called The Burnt Peanut. He's like this guy
I'm not familiar.
who
with
just
the
puts
Burn
his
Peanut.
face on like a peanut,
Mhm.
and he's just really funny. And he started a war. So it's the Bungulators versus
The
like
what?
the Bungulators is what they're called.
No.
Versus someone else. I believe
What?
what's his name? Oh my god, who's that
General
one?
Chungus?
No, who's that one streamer that just gambles all the time on stream? He's like the blonde European guy.
XQC.
XQC, yeah, XQC's clan. I don't remember what they're called, but like, and then there's another dude involved. And you have to like wear a specific outfit, and if you're just not wearing one, you just get instantly iced. If you're out in like because it's a PvP optional game, like you can walk by and be like, oh, we're friendly. That does not happen anymore. They're like, you with Peanut or you with XQC, and you're like, I'm just trying to do a quest. They just ice you. It's
Mhm.
like instantaneously. There's a clip I saw where like everyone can like extract together whether you're on the same team or not.
Mhm.
There's a scene where, you know, the ending of whichever Call of Duty where the guy like betrays you, but with like the plane. He's like the colonel like
one?
shoots
Oh,
you in the
Shepard?
chest. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shepard.
That's Modern Warfare 2.
There's a scene where someone's like, "Oh, thank you, man, for extracting." You turn around, he's got a
Oh my
gun
God.
pointed at his teammate's head. He
They
ices
pulled,
him,
they pulled the
Yeah.
General Shepherd,
and
from
then she's
Modern
like,
Warfare.
"No."
That
But
is the most heartbreaking mission in any Call of Duty game. I just want to say
Probably.
this also because Call of Duty Black Ops 7 just came out. We're not going to go into that because I haven't played it. I've been watching my friend play it. I'll say this
Shovelware?
one thing: the multiplayer looks fine. It looks like serviceable Call of Duty. It looks nothing new. Whatever. Whatever for the people who want to play it. Good for you. I'm just going to keep walking. From what I've seen uploaded on Instagram about the campaign, that is
looks
a
really-
crime, and whoever wrote that should never get to work on another video game.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were thinking. What you have genuinely disrespected truly beloved Call of Duty campaigns, and you should not be allowed to write another video.
But yeah.
But-
Anyway, it's just something I thought was funny going on right now. If you watch either of those streamers, it's funny. But I would actually recommend the Burnt Peanut. He's really good.
Mhm.
He's really funny.
All right.
He's like he got voted best VTuber of the year, and he's like, "I'm not a VTuber. I'm not a VTuber."
But anyway, we're gonna take like a 20-second ad break. And then we'll be back and we have some more fun stuff to talk about. So
This is WIUR Radio.
Hi, I'm Becca Bittner, the host of Iona University's news show, Good Morning Gales. My co-host, Nick Waltieri, and I cover everything that's going on here at Gale Nation. We give you all the buzzing campus news you need to know before your first cup of coffee every Friday morning. Make sure to check out our morning show, along with our sports show, Gale Zone, on our IUTV Instagram and YouTube. With hosts Cam Woolley and Chris Delaro, you'll get sports updates from the Heinz Athletic Center to the big leagues. See you there, and as always, go Gales. Now, back to WIUR.
thank you, Becca. I appreciate that. I work on Good Morning Gales, and Gale Zone is the director. So
I sometimes show up to the
ladies and
meetings.
gentlemen, plug, check them out. We try to work hard.
I
make a
sometimes
good
show up
show.
to the meetings if I want to.
That and our other ad is tonight is the deadline for the film festival I'm helping run with Professor Arglehart here in the communications department, Student Film Festival. Thank you. Again, the festival will be Wednesday, December 3rd,
Mhm.
7 p.m. Romita Auditorium. Popcorn, drinks, snacks. Bring your friends. We're just gonna watch a bunch of student films, projects.
I had a lot of
things
fun
like
last
that.
year. I didn't submit anything.
It's just a fun
but
time. It's fun time, but that's our other ad. So mention that. Everyone keep that on your plate. If you want to submit something a little bit past the deadline, again, which is tonight, it's acceptable. Just please send Professor Eigelhart an email and communicate with her. Just it's not that the deadline isn't like a strict deadline. It's just that
If you have
we can't have people
extenuating
randomly
circumstances.
submitting files on random days. If she knows ahead of time you're submitting something a little late, she's perfectly fine with that. So thank you.
extenuating circumstances. Explain
Yes,
and you'll be all
yes.
good.
But quickly, so Jack.
Okay.
What tickets did we just get?
Oh, yes. We just got so we may or may not have bought them scalped because you were not going to be able to buy those tickets regular sale.
God, bro.
But we
200,000 people in a queue
it's
for
ridiculous.
a 2,700 person venue.
If that doesn't give it away, we got tickets
Is that
to
2%?
we got tickets to Masayoshi
2%.
Takanaka's Super Live 2026
Very
at
excited.
the Brooklyn Paramount. For those of you who don't know, because I've never really mentioned my music taste, he is my number one. Like it changes depending on whatever random songs, but like
He's in the top 3.
every
Since
year.
I met him in the beginning of sophomore year, he has been in like the top 1 or 2 of his favorite artists. That has always been. He's always putting them on.
I have 7 of his vinyls, and I had to order some of them for like my girlfriend. Shout out, great, got me like a bunch of the original Japanese printings. He is a phenomenal guitarist, and even he has said
One of my favorites. I don't think one of the best like ever
No,
lived or anything, but one of my favorites. Like his sound is so
there's
good.
I don't think there's anybody that can really replicate his sound. It's like really unique to
There are other
him.
Japanese guitars that are similar, but Takanaka is Takanaka.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I would absolutely say he does not mesh in with like hundreds of other ones,
No.
and he's not.
Mm-mm.
The Takanaka sound is the Takanaka sound.
And I always a good rule of thumb to know him by is I always say you don't judge a song on how good it is, it's how much you mess with it,
Mhm.
because there's never been a bad Takanaka song. I've not
Oh.
heard one that's been bad. And I've listened to almost all of his
I
discography.
completely
on
agree. I've heard
Spotify.
songs that I'm like less crazy about, but I've not listened to a Takanaka song and been like, I didn't like that.
Turn that off. Like it's not good. But we got tickets. We're going to see him Easter Sunday, which was a weird date to get.
But listen, he's old.
He's like
It
72.
is.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like
Go and see
it
him.
could be he could do this tour and then it's like that's it, never.
Yeah.
Then the chance may never come about again. So
It's like
they grabbed him. We're excited.
Yeah. We're ready to go. So
Maybe we'll do a little Takanaka.
we should do a discography ranking. I would love to do a
All right,
discography
we'll
ranking.
do that next episode.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
We'll be back
Look forward
after
to that.
break. But let's
We
do
should
it.
do one-
Let's
we
do a
should do-
quick blind ranking because then we have a fun news segment.
We should do Thanksgiving. We should zoom in. We should send in. We should record one on
Okay.
Discord.
All
Like,
right.
I would do that because then
Um,
we can use clips. We can like play clips.
Yeah, sure. We'll try. But anyway, Jack, let's speed this blind ranking because then I want to get to a new segment because we're running low on time. So your blind ranking is sodas. Your
Okay.
number first is Pepsi.
Put that at 3. It's like I like Coke more because I feel like Coke offers more flavors. Like you can get vanilla Coke, but you can't get vanilla Pepsi.
I just think it's the inferior version of Coke in every way. in
There
my
are
opinion.
people that would disagree with that. I am not someone who really cares that much about whether I'm given Pepsi or Coke at a restaurant. You have people where it's like, is Diet
Oh,
Pepsi
no,
okay?
no, no.
And they're like, get out of my face.
Oh no! If I go to a
I'm like,
restaurant,
no.
I'm like, "Can I have a Coke?" And they're like, "We carry Pepsi." I'm like, "It's fine.
Yeah, like
It's okay."
I just think
But it's one of those things where if someone goes, "We have
Coke or
soda,"
Pepsi.
we have. I know it's like locations can't carry both. If someone's like, "Oh, I got some soda in the cooler. What do you got? Coke and Pepsi?" I'm gonna ask for a Coke every
Yeah.
time.
I'll probably
But,
ask for
yeah.
Coke too.
So let's go in 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Coke.
Probably 2.
All right. That's
Just 'cause
valid.
I'm not a
Just-
cola fan.
Mhm.
Like
Yes.
cola is not my favorite.
Well, you got your next is grape Fanta.
That's number 1. I
He
love
loves his
grape
grape Fanta.
I love grape Fanta.
loves
I
his
don't know.
grape
I
Fanta.
really don't know what it is. It was like I really loved Fanta for a while as a kid, and then somebody was like, "Have you ever tried grape Fanta?" And it was like that picture of the dude with like the
Yeah.
galaxy mind. Like that was me.
All right. Mug root beer.
Ooh, it's such a shame I have to put that at 4. I love mug root beer. I love mug root
Because then
beer.
your last one was cream soda.
Yeah, I'm not a huge cream soda guy. That's
Mhm.
accurate, but I would say
I
the
love
only-
cream soda. Cream soda is like an every once in again.
Yes.
Now I'm like, I'm gonna treat myself to cream soda, and it's amazing. But it's not like something where Coke where I could have Coke all the time.
I think the only one I would switch there if it wasn't blind was Coke would probably be 4 and mug root beer would be 2. That's the only thing I
Alright.
would change.
All right. Well, we're gonna speed run a new little
All right,
fun
let's go, let's
segment
go,
I
let's do
came up
this.
with. So I just wrote some random characters from random things. Some of them are from the same universe, some of them aren't.
Okay,
In like a
okay.
fighting tournament.
Here we go. I'm ready. I'm locked.
So, here's this is gonna be interesting. So your first matchup is Arthur Morgan versus Joel Miller. Who's winning?
Ooh, I think Arthur wins just because before Joel can even do anything, I think Arthur's draw speed is just I think his draw speed is like 0.5 a second. Like somebody
Mhm.
calculated it in the game. So Joel like
He's
will
got a quick
dive for
draw.
coverage. Boom. It's just over. It's over.
All right. So
Because
Joel-
Deadeye is a crazy ability.
All right. Well, then your next one is Big Boss versus Ocelot.
Oh,
Revolver Ocelot.
Ocelot. I actually am gonna have to give that one to Ocelot because I think Ocelot is smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Big Boss has more training, but I think Ocelot is smarter. I mean, considering everything he does through the entire series, he's a smart dude. He's like 7 steps ahead of everybody.
That is true. That is true. All right. Well, next one, I threw a little sidewinder in here for
Okay.
fun. You have Sukuna versus Denji and Beam.
Sukuna. It's not close. It's not close. Because
I wanted to see if you try to justify
No.
the two of them beating him.
Denji's like theoretically immortal. So like he would like just get rocked for like 5 years and then would eventually just die.
Yeah, probably. But I wanted to throw that in there. Well, I think it's safe to say I think Sukuna will be taking the cake on this. But for the sake of the argument, then you have Jonathan Joestar versus IOE Todo.
Jonathan. I think
You
that
think him?
I think that Hamon is very powerful. And I think that if we're putting it in if
The
vampires
context,
are
if he also context of if Toto doesn't have a fighting partner, his
standing-
switching
yeah.
his switching ability isn't useless. It loses a lot of its effect that he can constantly swap his opponent or with his fighting partner to
Yeah.
change moves.
I think that also if curse technique is a negative energy and Hamon is a positive energy, that they just cancel out.
Well, then the list would then go Ocelot versus Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
Who do you think's winning that?
Ocelot. Ocelot's smarter than Arthur Morgan.
I think Ocelot would be Arthur Morgan. And then you have Sukuna versus Jonathan Joestar.
I think Sukuna wins.
and then
that.
Sukuna versus Revolver Ocelot.
which I think
I think Sukuna doesn't take it.
that was a good one. I like that section.
Yeah. I don't know. I came up with that last minute. And then we're pretty much out of time here, folks. But we're gonna just mention a couple things. Pluribus, the Vince Gilligan
We're gonna watch
series.
that.
We're a little behind on a couple episodes.
by that
For
we mean
after
3
break, we
episodes.
will absolutely be caught up to
Oh, yeah.
whatever's out
Mhm.
and give you a full review of that. We did a whole episode on the Game Awards last week.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to bring that up again because I believe it's December 11th.
Go and vote. Yep.
So
December 11th.
votes, we're just very excited. We're probably going to watch it together, and then it'll be after the semester ends.
Yeah.
But if we continue the show into next semester, we're 100% going to probably talk about our thoughts.
Mhm.
We're just still very excited for the Freddy
JJK
Fat,
movie.
the FNAF and JJK double streaming
feature.
day. And then I read the new chapter of Medulo, and I don't know how I feel about what they did, but we will get into that at a later date. Thank you all for joining us for episode 10 of the Pop Culture Crew.
And
I'm
we'll
Jackson Burkhart,
Jack Driscoll. We will see you
and we
later.
will see you next week. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.